So our recording is in progress for the class, and that's good. The bad part of it is that this recording is not a professional video. It's a Zoom recording. I will save it for you. I will put it out on YouTube. So if you want to watch it again, you can feel free. If you want to torture somebody, you can tie them up and put it in front of them and torture them with it. Whatever it is that you want to do with video. Now, what I've done is I put together let's see, I think this is the one we want to get. Uh, Pre-writing your paper. And unfortunately, guys, look at this. You see, I'm trying to scroll up and down. Come on in, Brother Muhammad. What is happening to us with this is that we're in Zoom, we're on the line, and it's kind of locking down. So it's not letting me scroll through the keys. So what I'll have to do is go out and physically hit the key, and then we can move forward. Now, one of our goals in this class is to learn to write a paper. And I know I'm wandering around doing a whole lot of stuff, but be patient with me. I will get you there and we will talk about actually writing a paper. The good part of this course is that I'm a very firm believer in technology. Use your computer. If you can get your calculator to write the paper, tell it to write it. I don't care. AI is a very good software. It will help you think through the problems. I use AI every day, many times, so I don't have any problem with that. But if you're going to write a paper, the first thing you have to do is know something about what are you going to write about. You don't just sit down and say, I'm going to write a paper and run with it. You have to have an idea. And the idea doesn't just need to be any old idea. It's easier if it's a good idea, something interesting to write about. Do you see anything going on today that's interesting in the country? Or do you see just anything of interest? I'm going to sit here till you tell me something. I'm sitting here. Okay. Do you see anything of interest?
Mr. Young was talking about today how like, the central part of America like might be going for oil now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I don't want to learn more about that.
Well, then wouldn't that be interesting to see a bunch of oil discovered in the United States again? The U.S. has very large oil reserves, but Venezuela has a lot larger oil reserves than the U.S. What's happening between the U.S. and Venezuela? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's interesting, isn't it? Do any of you ever go to the movies? What'd you go see last?
Avatar.
Avatar? Naomi, what'd you see last? Been so long. Irma, you ever go? Oh, okay. Mommy, did you ever go to the movie? No, Mommy doesn't go. I went this weekend. I went to see the movie Send Help. Weird movie. I thought it was going to be a comedy. It ain't a comedy. It's a good movie. It had a weird ending to it. I won't ruin it for you. I'm just going to tell you that I drove home and I told Sharon, I said, "Wow, I didn't see any of that coming." But would it be interesting to write about a new movie coming out? Might be interesting. Avatar, man, that Avatar series is a powerful series. Zoe really enjoyed going to see the new Avatar movie. Did you watch it in 3D or regular? Yeah. Oh man, in the emergency seat, it moves. Oh, in Dubai, when we would go to the movie, the immersion seats and the 3D, man, you felt like you were there. I mean, he splashed in water and there was mist. Just telling you, it was pretty cool. What else might we be interested? What else is going on that's cool? What's happening to oil prices? Up or down? People get all bent out of shape over oil prices, don't they? Oil prices, gas prices in California are about $2 a gallon more than they are here. My son is very happy that gas is down to $5 a gallon. I said, "What do you mean it's down to $5 a gallon? It's $2 and something here a gallon." So you got to have an idea to write about it. Have you ever thought about just telling the story of something? You come on in if you'd like to. Yes, join us, John. So if we're going to write, we have to know what we're going to write about. We got to have an idea. When I was a kid, they used to tell the scary story of the hook. You ever heard the story of the hook? They went out and husband and wife, and they're driving through the dark woods, and the murderer has one hand and he has a hook, and they have car trouble, and it won't start, and he's trying to start the car, rawr, 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 and the woman, "Oh my lands, the hook is gonna get us," and suddenly the car starts and they shoot off. When they get home, the hook is hanging from the door handle. It's a scary story, isn't it? Ooh, that'd scare me to death. I'd be afraid to go out after night if there was something lurking like that. If you're going to write a paper, you have to have an idea about what you're going to write. And it should be an interesting idea. If you're going to write about it, I mean, you're going to take time. Uh, why not write about it? When I was in college at Stephen F. Austin years ago, I got my bachelor's degree in mathematics, and math was a very hard subject. They did that. If you made an A in a math class, you'd done a lot. And this guy wrote this article for the university newspaper. It was entitled "Too Many A's at SFA." And he ridiculed Stephen F. Austin State University for having so many A's given its grades. And he made all the teachers mad. What do you think happened to the A's in the math department? They were here. Where did they go? You couldn't get an A. There was a year there that nobody got an A in the math department. Too many A's at SFA. We can stop that. And this guy, we hunted for him. He had what he thought was an interesting article, and he published that, and then he left. He went out of the country. Then he came back to the University of Arkansas and went to school there because we were looking for him because he made our lives so miserable. So if you're going to write a paper, you need a good idea and an interesting. Without a good idea, without an interesting subject, even the most skilled writer is going to have trouble writing about that. So you may just struggle finding out ideas to write. So let me show you how Chat GPT can help you. Let's see if we can stop. There you go. Come on, let's get back to Chat GPT. Did you notice that the preacher that was visiting said something about using Chat GPT and the other day? Oh my gracious. I encourage you to use Chat GPT. I have it bookmarked. Let's ask you the question. What? Let's get on it. Let's see. What might be some interesting topics to write about for our English paper? For our English paper. Let's see if it tells us anything interesting. Oh, it called me by name. It knows who I am. That's scary. AI might be something to write about. It's scary. Call me by name. Just one that said, okay, let's see. Okay, here's okay, let's see. The role of setting as a character, that's not very good. Why some villains are more compelling than heroes? You ever notice that sometimes people celebrate the villain rather than the hero? My family, half of my family are law enforcement. The other half are criminals. Okay, and it's an interesting family reunion. But the old folks, there's a lot of Jesse James Wallers out there. Jesse James, they admired him. He was robbing banks and doing all of these things. So they celebrated him. They named their kids after him. Let's talk about film, media, and pop culture. Uh, how movies reinterpret classic literary themes, the impact of social media. Now, that might be interesting. What is the impact of social media on our identity as people? Let's go out here. I got a, now I'm old. You guys do other things. I'm the old people's place. I do Facebook. Let me go over here to my Facebook. Oh, look at all these family members. There's my granddaughter. These are nephews and nieces and grandchildren. And you see Zoe and grandchildren. Okay, let's see what we might find here. The Lord is my shepherd. He is ever by my side. Here's a old country western song. That's cool. Oh, look at this picture. I did that for my sister. When we were little, we used to go fishing together. I'm her older brother. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at all these pictures over here. In the beginning, God did math. Dear math, grow up and solve your own problems. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Yeah, poor math. My mother knows how to stop stupid, but it's going to hurt. Okay. Old mamas used to do that. No refunds. You're stuck with me. I sent that to my wife. We've been married 48 years and over. My sister can fix stupid, but it's, oh, there it is. There was the snow on the ground. Snowstorm hit, cold front hit San Antonio. What happened to the grocery stores when the snow was coming? What happened? Any of you ever go try to buy groceries with a cold front coming? It was gone, wasn't it? Everything. My wife called me back and said, I was going to get you some grapes, but there ain't any grapes. They got them all, the scum. Uh-oh. There's Poxacollie Phil. He's fixing to see his shadow. They're going to work him over. You know, the legend is if the groundhog sees his shadow, we got 6 more weeks of winter. He's fixing to get him. I have other, oh, there I am. Yeah, I'm doing that. Oh, here's Jesus. There's my picture of Jesus using Chat GPT. There's the Passover. Partridge in a pear tree, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. What do you think I was making fun of? I was singing, right? I wonder who that is. That's my daughter. You see that? What she's showing me is her daddy bought her a 28 karat pink sapphire. So when daddy's gone, she still got something. She likes that. Nothing that is better than a cup of hot chocolate on a cold morning. My God is an awesome. It's Friday. We made it. Okay, let's get out of here. Dear Black Friday, we all have big TVs now. Put them groceries on sale. Okay. I got a weird sense of humor in case you hadn't figured it out. But the social media changed us? That'd be a good article, wouldn't it? Would it? How has social media changed us? Do you know that there are kids that actually kill themselves because of what happens to them on social media? They get bullied. Who are the worst bullies? Guys or girls? Who do you think? Girls are meaner. You get married, you figure out how mean girls are. I'm telling you in a heartbeat. Whoop you. So anyway, I'm just kidding you a little bit. But here we are fishing, social media. Oh, who's going to win the Super Bowl? The possum's going to tell us. Is it going to be New England or Seattle? Possum is going to predict. Here he go. He's going towards Seattle. Oh, Seattle's going to win. So if you're going to bet money on the Super Bowl, believe the possum and bet on Seattle. Okay. All right. There's Poxaquani Field. There he is again. Math gives me too many problems. Oh, poor guy. A call to preach and faithful to scripture. I did that for my pastor. Numbers declare the glory of God. God is the great mathematician. In the beginning, God did math. Dear math, grow up and solve your own problems. I like that one. I think that one's cute. My mother knows how to fix stupid. We got all those sorry, no refund. You know, I love drawing pictures. using Chat GPT. And that snow, I'm kicking that snowflake. Look at that ninja possum. You ever seen a ninja possum? Now, what I'm playing with you here is that Chat GPT can do lots of things, but you got to write a paper and you got to have a topic. Let's go back to some of the things it talked about. I like this one. I like the impact of social media on identity and self-worth. Do you know? Let's go back to the bullying just a minute. How in the world would a young person so despair? Y'all excuse me with this terrible cold. I caught it yesterday. It started. I'll go get it. I'll be over it in a year from now, maybe, when you get my age. But how could a young person so despair on social media that they would take their life? But let's go out and look at the news just a second. Let's check. We're going to think about a story on the negative impact of social media. Is a story where a young person took their life because of bullying. Social media. Have you ever been bullied? Yeah, I have been too. I was bullied in school by this guy, and he was Mr. Cool. I was a nerd. Really funny. Years later, I went to town there and went to the Dairy Queen, and he said, "May I take your order, please?" It's all right. It's all right to work there, but when you're my age, I don't know. That's a place where young people get started. Teen books about Center for Youth. Remarkable girl commits 12 commits suicide over cyberbullying. Isn't that awful? How does a and they won't let us read it. They want to sell us their paper. Okay, we'll go somewhere else. 15-year-old boy died by suicide after relentless cyberbullying. Oh my gracious. There's lots of these articles. That's just awful. How does a child come to a place? How does a young person come to a place by being bullied in social media to where they think that their life is worthless? It's terrible, isn't it? I'm 69 years old, and I don't even remember being 12 years old, okay? But, or 15. Real life cyberbullying horror stories. That's awful. So let's go to Chat GPT. Let's ask it to do something. See if it can tell us about. We're interested. Maybe we might write on cyberbullying. Um, Find a story about a young about the type about a young person who ended their life due to cyberbullying. I've written several professional articles on bullying with a friend of mine. We published them. Let's see what it finds. Here it goes. Searching the web. Here's a real story of a young person whose life was tragically taken after severe cyberbullying, one that has been widely reported and has helped raise awareness about the dangers of online. Look at this. Look at this young lady here. Isn't she a pretty young girl? She's 15 years old. She's from British Columbia. She became one of the most widely known victims of cyberbullying. And these kids that attacked her did all sorts of things. Someone who blackmailed and harassed her. They shared compromising information and images and spread lies that caused her intense distress and social isolation. So bullying might be something good to write on, mightn't it? Let's see. We may write a. Let's talk about. Let's get me get my word. Let's get word. Let's go there. Let's get an article, and we're going to talk about new document, our title, our topic. We're going to start with the topic first, then we'll get a title. where our topic is going to write about cyber bullying in today's world. Okay. And we're also going to have we're also going to talk about dangers to young people. Oh, you guys, you need to understand that your life is more important than what people might make you think. Somebody doesn't like you, so what? That's their problem, right? They don't like Emma. If they don't like you, that's their problem. They need to get straight. Now, Emma, girls are more um, you find higher rates of suicide in young girls than you do in young boys, but young boys too, they despair. But girls are supposed to be perfect all the time, you know. You're supposed to look like Barbie. Now I'm gonna okay, I can't, I'm not gonna get in front of the camera. Do I look like Ken? Ken probably has a full head of hair, doesn't he? You see these beautiful teeth? They're zircon. They're implants. I can bite you, now. But hey, when you look at bullying and young people, as you get older, sometimes you find out that doesn't matter so much what other people think. And people will do mean, hurtful things, won't they? So let's see if we can. That's our topic. Let's see if we get a title. Uh, cyberbullying in today's world. Let's put this topic out there and let's let Chat GPT help us with a okay, cyberbullying. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna keep that. Gonna load it up again. This is our topic. Okay, our topic. And okay, wait just a minute. Didn't tell you to leave. Come back, come back. This is our topic. Okay, this is our topic. Uh, we need a good title. We need a cool title. Now understand, I'm old generation. I don't know all the hip words. See, you heard me say hip. That's old people talk. Cool and all that. So let's let it come up with a topic for us. We need a cool title. Come on. Okay, well, I'll reload you. I don't have to put up with that. Here it comes. Okay. We want a good title. Oh, that's a great topic, Rusty. How does it know who I am? I didn't tell it who I was. Let's give it here. Oh, here's which of those titles do you like? John, do you see one of those you like? Good title. You want a title to grab them when they walk by. See one you like? The click that cuts. John, I'm with you. I like that too. That's a good title. Here's the title of our paper. Title: The Click That Cuts. Now I want to show you how to write a paper. You got a title. You got something to write about. Is it a good idea? Well, let's look at a paper design. I want to show you what your paper looks like. Have you ever seen this diagram before? You have an opening paragraph. You have topic one, paragraph two, paragraph three, and then a conclusion. That's an easy model. And guys, if you're ever taking a standardized test where we're trying to measure whether you can write or not, write an opening paragraph, paragraph one, paragraph two, paragraph three, and a conclusion. Now, you have to start somewhere. Where's the starting place in this paper design? It's not a trick question. Where's the starting place? Yeah. Opening paragraph, Irma. So the first thing we got to do is we got to write, we're going to have an opening paragraph. And if you're going to have an opening paragraph, you have an opening sentence. And it's something that gets interest. Okay, gets their interest. And there's some tricks to writing an opening sentence. Let's ask Chat GPT. What are the tricks? Let me reload it. I get rid because it thinks it knows who I am now. So I killed it. I'm going to start over. What are some good ways to write an opening sentence? It's going to tell us some good ideas for writing an open sentence. Okay, start with a question. That's a good approach. Have you ever? I'm going to preach Sunday. I'm preaching at Zion Star Missionary Baptist Church. I'm all fired up. I'm going to preach the gospel, And young people today have a lot of questions. People today have lots of questions. That's my opening statement. Such as, and I talk about questions. You have any questions in life? Who am I? Do I matter? What is life about? To me, as you get older, life changes. I know who I am. I didn't know when I was a young man. It took me a while to find out. I know who I am. I'm happy with who I am. Guys, I've had 7 heart stents. I've had a couple of light heart attacks. Hey, that's who I am. I like eating. I like food. Food or us, okay? So have you ever wondered why some messages stay with us long after we hear them? Make a bold statement. Most people misunderstand what success really is. Tell a short, vivid story. When I was 8 years old, I learned a lesson that still shapes how I see the world. Use a surprising fact or statistic. The average person makes over 35,000 decisions every day. Paint a picture. The sun had barely risen when the city began to stir. Quote something powerful. In the beginning, God. 4 words that changed everything. We talk about grace often, but live as if it were rare. Use a simple, direct statement. Clarity can be just as compelling as flair. Today, I want to talk about hope. Well, let's talk about this paper just a minute. Oh, we need an opening sentence. William Faulkner wrote a book, and here's his opening sentence. Hog Williams was drunk again. That's interesting when you think about it. What is it? First of all, what if your name is Hog? Hog Williams was drunk again. What does it tell you about this guy? Kind of gets your attention, doesn't it? Get you interested? In the Tale of Two Cities, the opening sentence, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. How many of you like the Christmas Carol? You ever watch the Christmas Carol? Oh, Scrooge. Okay, let's ask it. What is the opening sentence in the Christmas Carol? Let's see what he opened with. What's his opening sentence? Marley was dead to begin with. That's an interesting sentence. Marley was dead. Jacob Marley. Jacob Marley was the ghost that haunted Scrooge. And Scrooge said, Jacob, you always were a good man of business. And that ghost said, business, he screamed. Business, mankind was my business. The common good was my business. In other words, he had mislived his life. But Marley was dead to begin with. What is the opening sentence in the Western series, The Sackets? That's just a book that I read. Let's see what his opening sentence was. Here it comes. It's going to tell us. It's looking. Get it. It's working. I mean for you to be working. You think about Louis Lamar. My name is Barnabas Sackett, son of Mordecai Sackett, son of Amos Sackett. That's an opening sentence. But you got to open somewhere, hadn't you? Let's see. Let's tell it. We are writing an article about cyberbullying, entitled And let's get our title over here again. We had our title, got that down. John picked that. The click that cuts. So there's our opening, there's our article. Right, give us some sample opening sentences. Let's see what it does. Give us some samples. See if it doesn't come up with a problem or get something that gets your attention. It takes less than a second to click send, but the damage from the click can last a lifetime. That's true, isn't it? Send an ugly email and it may haunt you forever. Cyberbullying does not raise its voice, it clicks a button. No fists are thrown in cyberbullying, yet wounds are often deeper and slower to heal. The message appeared on her phone at 11:47 p.m., and by midnight, her sense of safety was gone. The message appeared on her phone at 11:47, but by midnight, she was dead. Well, that's a scary sentence, isn't it? The screen went dark, but the words stayed bright in her mind. In the digital age, cruelty no longer requires courage, only connectivity. So somebody out somewhere can say anything and they're doing it almost anonymously. They're hidden. Now, what if my sister were growing up and said, "You're ugly"? I used to sing a song and make her so mad. I'd sing Karen Jean. Her name is Karen Jean. I'd sing Karen Jean, the Possum Queen, the ugliest kid I've ever seen. She'd get a stick and hit me with it. Shut up, we'd fight. But what if you could send something and it comes anonymously through social media? Millions of young people will experience cyberbullying this year, often in silence and isolation. Behind the statistics on cyberbullying are real names, real faces, and real pain. Do these sentences get your attention? They kind of get your attention for the article. That's what a first sentence is supposed to do. Let me show you a first paragraph. Okay, I'm going to show you what a first paragraph looks like. We're going to go down here. We have an opening sentence. Then we have sentence one, sentence two, and then a transition sentence. Can you write four sentences to write an opening paragraph? Let me start a paragraph on the click that cuts. What was that little girl's name again? Let's go back and look at that. That is so sad. I mean, such a lovely young lady, and she took her life. Amanda Michelle Todd. Let me give you an opening sentence. Text came, I'm going to use one of his, at 11:47 p.m. By midnight, and her name again, let me get it, Amanda Todd, Amanda Michelle Todd. She's 15 years old. She's dead. Does that get your attention? Isn't that sad? The text came at 11:47 p.m. But by midnight, Amanda Michelle Todd was dead. Now we can talk about the points that we want to talk about. You see, when you get this paper, let me go back to the little design. Let me find the little sucker. He's hiding. Where are you? Where are you? Come out wherever you are. Here's a paper. Here's what it looks like. You got an opening paragraph, a topic one, a paragraph one, two, three. So 3 points that we're going to cover, and a concluding paragraph. I have an opening sentence. I have a good opening sentence. The text came and by 9 p.m. And let me do this and make it one sentence. By midnight, Amanda Michelle Todd, 15 years old, was dead. Now I can talk about the points that I want in my paper. I may want to talk about in my paper. Let's get some points. Points. Number of young people who die as a result of social bullying. I might talk about the laws that hold bullies accountable. You can't just bully somebody. Oh, I misspelled bullies. Let me fix. I spelled it British. Let me spell it English. Okay, the laws that hold bullies accountable. The future of social media. How many of you use Facebook? Use it? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but when you get my age, that's what I started on. I'm not changing. I'm not changing. I like so, but I've done a little Twitter stuff. I mean, I know it's out there, Instagram, those other things, they're out there, but it's fun. But my sister's on Facebook and I'm on Facebook and we talk to each other. Matter of fact, it was so cool. Let me carry you to Facebook and show you a post just a minute. I posted a while back on Facebook. Oh, I love those pictures. Okay, Facebook. I posted a while back. Let me go to me. There's me. And I posted. Let me get down. We get through all of these crazy posts that I have. I love posting Facebook. I love drawing pictures. I'm good at drawing pictures and all of that. Dear math. Okay. I did that one with my mother, and then I had to talk about my sister. There's Sharon and I. We've been married 48 years. You notice that when I drew the picture of us, the male possum is older than the female possum. Don't ever draw the female older. Yes. Oh, how do I draw that? Let me show you. I'll show you that. You'll enjoy doing that. Let's just go to Chat GPT just a minute. And I've got Chat GPT, and I'm going to say draw a cartoon picture of the crazy Professor Waller. See what it draws. You have to be careful because sometimes you may cross its rules, and if it does, it'll say you can't do that. Uh, like if I told it to draw, it knows Waller is me, so it may do it. It's trying. Let's see what it draws. Oh, here he is. It's going to look just like me. I told you it was going, oh, got my glasses. Yeah, it's me. There he is. Right. Isn't that cool? Let's draw a cartoon picture of a possum drinking a Coke. You ever notice among old people like me, everything's a Coke? Even if you're drinking a Dr. Pepper, it's a Coke. Get me a Coke. What do you want? A Dr. Pepper. Okay. Uh, but it's pretty powerful what Chat GPT will do now. So if you're going to draw a picture. Okay, here he is. Oh, I love the reason I've been drawing so many possums is my daughter had a possum in her backyard and she called me, Daddy, there's a possum in my backyard. So I've been harassing her with possums just because I can do that. I know y'all don't have crazy relatives like that, but she does. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he drinking a Coke? Oh, he got a straw. Yeah. How about that? Let me show you how to download that. I'm going to download it, click on download. Now all I have to do is save it. That's a pretty cool picture, isn't it? I could post that out there. Have a Coke on me, you know? I love Diet Coke. Zoe would drink 100 Diet Cokes a day if you'd let him have it. But let's go back just a second and let's look at this number of the points. We're going to talk about the number of young people who die as a result of social bullying, the laws that hold bullies accountable, and the future of social media. So I was going to go out to social media. Let me go back. I was headed out there. I want to find something. They got all sorts of history pictures they post and all that. Let's see if I can catch that thing. Come here, thing. I want to get down. I was looking for something that I've done. And just scroll a while. My aunt, Lena Barra, passed on the 23rd. My aunt died, my daddy's sister. Her services are today. Please remember the family in prayer. In honor of her life, Karen Johnson and I have contributed $100 in lieu of flowers to help with the tuition of a student at Baptist University of Americas. My sister and I prefer a living memorial in Aunt Lena's name. When somebody dies and you buy flowers, how long do those flowers last? Oh, no, man, just a few days, you know? But if you give $100 in a scholarship to help somebody, how long does that last? Forever, forever. And I posted that today. I got a check, two checks for $100, both one from Benjamin Blackwell, and the other from Carol Blackwell. And let me take that and let you read that article. They gave $100 each. See if we can find it. My gratitude goes out to Carol and Benjamin Blackwell for their memorial gift to Tana Castaneda in memory of Aunt Lena Barra. Flowers last only a moment. A gift to bless a BUA student lives forever. So, how powerful is social media? I just said Karen and I did it. I didn't ask them for anything, but they sent $200 for scholarships. And they asked me to give it to Tana in their name, and I did that today. So that's an interesting picture. My sister and I, when we were little, we used to fish all the time. We'd catch crickets, and my sister can catch crickets now. She wasn't afraid of bugs, and she can take the fish off her own hook. I promise you, she's a fisher girl. But I was older than she was, so I drew the picture where I was older. And again, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Let's see if Ralph the Possum picked it. When is the Super Bowl? When does the Super Bowl happen? Sunday? Oh, yeah, and New England and Seattle play. Ralph the Possum said Seattle's going to win. We'll see if Ralph is right. Ralph may have found him a career picking football winners, things like that. So social media has impact. And so the text here's our first sentence. The text came at 11:45 p.m. By midnight. Amanda Michelle Todd, 15 years old, were dead. Let me add another sentence. Oh, many young people are taking their own lives due to the ravages of social of cyberbullying. So I've got two sentences now. What happens? How many sentences do I need? Three or four or five? You write it a sentence at a time. How many kids are dying? Thousands of children are taking their lives worldwide because of cyberbullying. The laws that hold bullies accountable. Oh, this tragedy occurs in spite of the laws that hold the bullies that can hold the bullies accountable. Okay, so we've got that. The future of social media may be at risk. The following points, now I'm going to do a transition sentence. The following points illustrate the issues and concerns generated around and because of cyberbullying. So I got me a paragraph, guys. And let me get rid of some of this stuff now. I'm gonna fix it. Okay. Here's my title, The Click That Cuts. I like that title. The Click That Cuts. And I'm gonna center it because I'm writing a paper. And here's the oh, and it helps me spell it right too. It helps to spell it right. Now, the text came at 11:47 p.m. By midnight, Amanda Michelle Todd, 15 years old, was dead. Many young people are taking their own lives due to the ravages. I left the word out. Due to the ravages of cyberbullying. This tragedy occurs in spite of the laws that can hold the bullies accountable. The future of social media may be at risk. The following points illustrate the issues and concerns generated around and because of cyberbullying. My next paragraph will be on the number of young people who die as a result of cyberbullying. Let me show you now what we can do. Let's take that paragraph. Maybe it's not quite as smooth as we want it to be. Let's go back to Chat GPT. Let's go back to Chat GPT. There he is. Come on, Chat GPT. And let's tell it to rewrite and smooth. I'm going to do a comma and then I'm going to put my writing in there. Let's see what it gives us. Look at how it did it. The click that cuts. John, it likes your title, man. You nailed it. That's a good title. The click that cuts. Click. And I've stabbed somebody in their heart. At 11:47 p.m., a text message arrived. By midnight, 15-year-old Amanda Michelle Todd was dead. Across the world, young people are taking their own lives under the relentless weight of cyberbullying. These tragedies occur despite laws designed to hold perpetrators accountable, raising serious questions about the effectiveness of current protections and the future of social media itself. The following points highlight the critical issues and concerns surrounding the growing crisis of cyberbullying and its devastating consequences. Now, do you know what an AI Nazi is? AI Nazis don't want you to use AI. They come after you. Let me show you what they can do. AI detector. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. We're going to put it in and check and see if it's AI. How much of that was written by AI, according to that detector? Gives you a percentage right over there. Can you see it? Right over there in a little round circle. John, if you're in a class with an AI Nazi, and there's, oh, you wrote it with AI. Well, listen, you're going to be writing with AI when you go out in the professional world, but let me show you how to fix it. It says 95% was written by AI. Now, I don't want you to panic. Don't panic. Here's what's called a humanizer. You know what a humanizer does? It takes that and it makes it look like it was written by a human. It just humanized it. Let's take it back to an AI detector. And you got all sorts of problems, hadn't you? Let's see what it says. Check for AI. It says your text is likely to be written by a human. Isn't that cool? The AI Nazi. So let me tell you, my wife she was helping a student over in Dubai um, do her dissertation to get her thesis to get her master's degree. And they took the work that the student did and they put it in AI and cleaned it up. It was the student's work, it just polished it. Then the AI Nazi said, AI wrote this, and we're going to fail you. And my sister said, no, AI didn't write that. Or my wife said, AI didn't write that. She wrote that. I have her text. And I told Sharon, I said, take it out to Phrasely, put it in Humanizer, and it comes back that it's written by a person. There's not enough of that written. It says 0 of 8 sentences are generated by AI. Isn't that cool? That you have software that can AI that can help you. You have software that can detect it, and you have software that can clean it up. So it doesn't even show that it was written by AI. Let's read the sentence that the humanizer wrote. That sounds like when I was a kid, I used to watch wrestling. Doesn't that sound like the death sentence that was a click? Okay, we could keep the click that cuts if we like that. Oh, let me get it fixed because it tried to center it. I want it to do this. And then we want to dent that. Oh, come on, thing. Okay, I have to go in and do it. The sentence that was a click. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to just use my stuff here, format my paragraph, and I don't want any spaces, and I don't want anything there. I want it but backed over to the side. And then I want the first line indented like a paragraph. Okay, that's what I was working on. And then the sentence that was a click, we're going to put it in the center and we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to look at what the paragraph says. 11:47 p.m. That was the time when Amanda Michelle Todd received a text message. By 12 a.m., Amanda Michelle Todd was pronounced dead at the age of 15. Kids all over the world are committing suicide because of cyberbullying. This is happening even when there are laws that prosecute the offenders. Do you know that the kids that bullied her received prison sentences? But it's too late. She's already dead. Kids can be cruel to other kids. I taught school a number of years. One kid looked at another kid and said, "You nerd." And I said, "You know what you're gonna call a nerd in 5 years?" "What?" I said, "Boss," because you're gonna be working. You know, I hadn't got a zero tolerance for that. This is happening even when there are laws that prosecute the offenders. Where do we go from here? Is social media even safe? Please read below and think about these issues as you read these concerning points. Now notice when it was written, we have a good first sentence. First sentence grabs you, doesn't it? I mean, how's tragic. Let's go back and look at that picture. The kid is dead. The kid is dead. Can you imagine how her parents feel? Beautiful young lady. They probably said she was ugly. They probably falsely accused her of a lot of things. And sometimes, uh, there are those that if they think somebody has talent that they don't possess, they go after them, right? Bullying is a weakness of the human flesh, it's a sinful thing. As a young teenager, Amanda was targeted online, 2012, Amanda posted a deeply personal YouTube video using flashcards to describe what she was going through, the torment, the manipulation, the bullying, and how alone and overwhelmed she felt. The video went viral. Amanda died by suicide at age 15. See the first sentence to this. See, the article, Amanda Todd was a 15-year-old girl from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, Canada. Just a statement. Started it with the first sentence, it was a statement. The hardest sentence to write in any paper is your first sentence, but it's the most important sentence because it sets the tone of the entire paper. And this poor girl, that just breaks my heart. My granddaughter, Reagan, beautiful young lady, she was bullied. I wonder if I can show you a picture of her. And Allie, my other granddaughter, was bullied, and it was girls bullying girls. And you young ladies, I know how hard it can be sometimes. It must be hard to be a young lady in today's society because you're more a target for bullying than young men, and young men are mega targets. Let's see if I can find Amanda. Amanda is my daughter. You saw a picture of her. She's a sweet person, except you make her mad. Then she'll get you. Okay, here, I'm going to search Amanda Boyle. Let's see if we can find Reagan. There's Amanda Boyle. There they are. That's my daughter. Yeah, that's her. She's got her an app she wrote on how to study nursing. And let's see if we got Reagan in. I bet there's my granddaughter. There's Reagan. There's Tori, and there's Allie. Tori got married about a year ago. We went up to the wedding. I used to call this one Tory Bug, and I call that one Regaroo, and I call this one, her name's Allie. I called her Alligator. She was little, she'd say, my name is Allie, but sometimes they call me Gator. you know? But I taught her how when people bully her, say, see you later, alligator. Say after a while, you greasy old crocodile. Catch you soon, you big baboon. Toodaloo, kangaroo. With love, ladybug, different things like that. But bullying is a real problem. Reagan was bullied, and my daughter had to step in and go to the school district and say, "We're not going to put up with this because there's zero tolerance for bullying." This could be a good paper, couldn't it? Write your opinion of it. If you were to take the next paragraph, you could talk about how you might talk about numbers of young people who die as a result of social bullying. You might say even the author was affected by bullying. Yeah, I told you when I was in school, this guy, he was a bully, he was a thug, and my uncle used to beat me up. So I learned every time my uncle come around, I'd hit him in the nose. He'd still beat me up, but it got where he didn't come around as much because this guy kept hitting him in the nose. He'd beat me up. I'd hit him in the nose next time I saw him, and he got where he didn't come around. But those that are bullies today, what are they going to be 10 years from now? What about those that caused this beautiful young lady to take her own life? I mean, what do you think about them? Okay. So we've got different things that we can look at. Do you see how you could begin to lay out a paper? Now let me carry you back to the past. See, I think it's this one. Oh, no, that's not it. I want to carry you back to the past. That's not it. Let me go right here. This is it. And there's how you write a paper. You have a paragraph. Yeah, opening paragraph. And if opening paragraph has an opening sentence, and then other sentences, and then you have point one, point two, point three, and then you have a conclusion. Conclusion might start with a sentence like, are we going to let this continue? What if this was your daughter? What if this was your sister? Let me tell you, I laugh. Muhammad, I have a son, Muhammad. He's kind of like a son to me. Muhammad is a Palestinian, wonderful young man, but he's a big guy. His little old sister, little old, she ain't very big, and the guy was bullying her. When Muhammad showed up, he wasn't bullying anybody anymore. What if this was your sister? You can draw it down in a final paragraph with questions. Learning to write is an art form. And what if your grammar's not good? What if your spelling's not good? I misspelled a few words, didn't I? Typing in a hurry, it fixed them for me, right? That's what spell check is for. So a roadmap to writing a paper, open your paragraph, have an opening paragraph, paragraph topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and then a conclusion. Is that a hard plan? What I'm talking about is breaking it down into pieces and learning to do each piece. Now, guess what we're going to learn to do next? We're going to learn to write opening sentences and opening paragraphs. Because if you can write an opening sentence, you can write a paper. And before we go, I just want to show you something, just in case you wonder if I've ever written anything. Let's go out here. Let's look for Professor Waller. Let's see. I'm down here. Oh, there's Professor Lee Waller. Here I am. Muhammad, you recognize my dress? Yes, I lived in the Arab world. I love the Arab culture. And how many citations do I have? 921 times my papers have been professionally cited. Look at all my papers. Show more. They keep going. I've got 136 professional publications. The iPad. Oh, wow. Oh, it didn't, that one doesn't give me let me find one that's got a PDF. That one's not got a PDF. Well, doggone you. I need one with a Intech Open is a book. Mindful Leader. I mean, I've got some bullying articles in here. Let me go back up. Let me just ask it. Edit, find. I wrote an article about bullying. Here it is. The evolution of bullying to cyberbullying. An overview of the best method for implementing a cyberbullying prevention program. Here's the article. Let's go check. Are you a robot? There it went. Lavelle, Rick, and Rusty. 3 friends. I always take the last author, even if I write the article, because I'm interested in my friends getting recognition. You don't ever take the first seat. Isn't that cool? I wrote an article. I published it. Let's go back and look just a minute. How many times has it been cited? It's been cited 27 times. That means 27 other professional writers used my expertise in their article. And we'll later on learn to write research articles. Right now, we're just learning to write. I just wanted you to see some of this so you know that, when I'm talking to you about how easy writing is, it really is easy. And I have the evidence to prove it. There's 100. Keep going, keep going. I think I've got 136. There's 138 articles that have been professionally published. The one that has been cited the most that I wrote, go back up. Go back up, go over here. And let me get the one that has been cited the most is an article that we wrote, A History of Education in the United Arab Emirates and Crucial Sheikdoms. It's interesting. The history of education. My grandmother Corbel was a very bright woman, but she couldn't go to school because she was a woman. They didn't let her, they didn't let her go. She told me years later, she said, I really wanted to be a math teacher. She taught herself to read. She taught herself to do math. Very bright woman, but her daughter, my mama, was a math teacher. I teach mathematics. I got a master's degree in math. Now, is there anything you want to ask me before I let you go, before I unleash you into the world? Can you write? Can you learn to write? I have every confidence in you. You're smart people. It isn't hard. One question before you leave. Is it okay to use Chat GPT in my class?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'll help you learn to deal with the Nazis. All right. I'm going to let you go. We've had a good